Hey, 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 it's Ronai, and I'm here with Shannon, and we are here for another Be the Light. If you haven't joined us before, um, Shannon and I just kind of come together and we pray before we get started, and we ramble a little bit about whatever God puts on our hearts.
Or a
So,
lot.
and it works for us. Hopefully, it works for you, and hopefully, you find some good content here. I know that when we do what the Lord asks us to do, interesting things come out of our mouths. So, Shannon, how have you been this last? We didn't meet last week because I was a little under the weather. So, let me hear how you've been the last 2 weeks.
I have been really good. I mean, just kind of steady. Nothing exciting, nothing exciting. We did go up north to visit Dion's aunt again. She's stage four cancer. So we know that it's just um, a slow process. You could tell she's lost a lot of weight, but she's still in such good spirits. And it's just so funny how that generation, she's um, in her late 70s, like she's on um oxy, I don't know, she's on some sort of pain thing. They've doubled her pain meds. She's down to like 120 pounds. And we go over there and visit her, and here she had made this whole dessert for everybody. It's like that time and place where you always have to have something ready to serve your guest. And it's so funny because you can't even say anything because you can just tell she's getting so much joy from the fact that we're there and that she gets to serve us this dessert and spend this time with us. So you can't even be like, don't tire yourself out doing that because I think it would just break her little heart if we were like, no, don't do this for us. And so special
Well,
times.
also, I know when my dad toward the end, we're like, no, Dad, don't. And he's like, what am I saving the energy for?
There is that.
Oh,
There is that. So
and there's got to be some excitement. I know a lot of people fear death, right? My husband, my husband's great. He's like, I can't wait to die. Like, see what's on the other side, right? I'm like, can you wait just a little bit? Because I'd like you around a little bit longer. And he's like, well, yes, of course. But for somebody who's that close, and especially for a
yeah.
believer who's that close, it's exciting because it's like, oh, okay, so like, can I go now?
Yeah.
If I were there, I'd be like, can I can I go now?
I think it's a little mixed for her because um, she's the last one pretty much on Dion's side of the family and his mom's side of the family. And it's just her and her husband, and they only have one son. And the son's married, but they don't have any children. So it's a very small little, it's just the four of them. And now, and they live like an hour apart. So I think it's a little bit of a, catch 22 because I think she's ready and at peace with it. And I also think she's like, what are you going to do without me? Like, so, because there isn't a huge, I mean, they live in a really tiny, tiny town, like 700 and some people or whatever. And,
Yeah.
they've been married 60 years. And so I think there's that struggle for them. And they really just, interesting enough, they really just kind of came to the realization that she was not going to cut. This is her fourth time with cancer. And she's beat it every time. So this is the first time that she's gotten to a place where they've had to come to the realization that there's no beating this, which the doctors told them in the beginning. But I think when you've beat cancer three times, you're like, I've heard that before.
I got this.
Yeah. And so it's a little newer to them in just like the last maybe 6 to 8 weeks where they've really started to realize, oh, not really going to come back this time. So now they're wrapping their head around, that process. But um, it was a great time with them. And it was good to see her doing so well, given what she's going through. And so we're hoping to go again in a month. But otherwise, that's just kind of where that. But yeah, it does make you think. Like, and I'm always like, I don't, this is so human of me. But I'm just like, okay, God, like, I can't wait to be with you. And I really want to see like my children get married, or I really like that, there's like, if they're gonna get married, could you just like anytime soon, can we just make sure I get, like just that, like, I don't know. I got FOMO.
Well, yeah, and that's what I tell my husband. My husband is he's very funny because he's just so factual about things. He's like, well, I mean, if you're a Christian, and again, he's not a believer, right?
Yeah,
Uh, but he is like, well, if you're a Christian, why would you fear death? And I'm like, it's not fearing death, it's fearing missing out what's happening here. He's
yeah.
like, okay. I'm like, because I've got grandbabies and they're amazing and they say the funniest things and I'd love to be here, but I also know that my dad has come to visit me or like I
Yeah.
can feel him in the room sometimes when I'm playing with the kids and I'm like, yeah, you're watching. You are watching what's happening here because this is amazing, right?
And in those moments, like all of that goes away. But here, when we're on this side of it,
Yeah, it's
I,
just sad for us that are here.
yeah, I will say it's really interesting. A gal that I was really, really close to, she was in the hospital. She didn't have a long time left, and I was kind of like an adopted kid into the family, and we were all there to kind of say our goodbyes. And I didn't get to because we were all there and everybody wanted their moment, and I am technically not biologically related, and everybody else in the room was. I was trying to be sensitive to that. But when I went up to her and I gave her, a big hug and I was just kind of whispering some things in her ears, and she couldn't talk much, but she squeezed my hand and she said, "This isn't what I expected. It's not like what I thought it would be." And I'm like, "Ooh, what does that mean? What is happening right now? Like, just like with us saying goodbye, or is there something more happening?" Like,
When my dad was passing, right, there were some times where he was kind of talking, we're like, what are you saying? He's like, shh, you're gonna get me in trouble. And I was like, what do you mean we're gonna get you in trouble? He's like, I'm not supposed to say.
how funny.
Well, now I want to know, like, what's going on, right? But
Right.
literally, like when my dad passed, I got to see him talking with God. And he said, I was
Yeah.
afraid, but I'm not afraid anymore, you know? And it's all true. Like it was just the coolest thing watching that experience. So,
Yeah.
but I'm not running toward that for sure. I am enjoying my time here, enjoying this journey that I'm on and this path that God has put me on, right? I am I I got lots to do still.
Yeah. I agree. 100%. So, how about you? How was your last 2 weeks now that you're feeling better?
Goodness. Now that I'm feeling better, and it was I stayed above. My son got really, really sick, so I stayed above that. It was, just I didn't get whatever I may have. There's something nasty going around, but
Yeah.
covered it with oils, lots of oils, and then going and doing some red light therapy and some salt sauna, like just really good holistic health things, keeping well hydrated. And I just stayed on top of everything, which was good. But I also did self-care. So I could have pushed myself and there were several videos I wanted to do, our video, and I was like, nope, you know what? I just need to get on top of this because on Saturday I fly out to California. So this golden glow is because I have been going for just a little bit tanning, just a little bit every day. And I wasn't this golden until today. I went and I was like, you know what? My legs are still just white. And I want to wear shorts. And the whole reason I've been tanning is I don't want to burn. Like I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge like I will not I usually one month out of the year I go and I do unlimited tanning just first off because otherwise I have that seasonal affective disorder where I'm like I just need a little more vitamin D, I need a little sunshine, I need a little warmth. And so it's always been kind of my self-care that I take like 1 month and just
Yeah.
do that. Plus, the place that I go, like I said, has red light therapy, has this thermal cocoon, has this salt. It's more like a spa.
And
And
is this the wellness center or is this your workout
no,
place?
I go to Totally Tan in Maple Grove. Right? It has lots of different. If I went to some of the other locations, they have a cryogen like a cryo. It's where they freeze you for like 20 seconds or something. Not cryogenics,
Mm.
but a cryo chamber. That's what it's called, a
Yeah.
cryo chamber. You go, and I don't know why. I live in Minnesota. I don't want to be cold, but apparently it has a lot of really good therapeutic values for you.
It's supposed to be really good for your brain, right?
Yes. And I'm like, "Ugh." In the middle of winter, I really don't want to do that. And they also have float tanks. And that just terrifies me
Is
because
that the thing? That's what I want to do. Were you like the salt thing
yeah, sensory
in
deprivation.
the dark?
Yes, I don't want to do it.
I'm terrified of that,
Right.
but I want to do it so bad.
Now, I did find out that they have the option where it's just like complete dark, you're
Yeah.
floating, there's like sensory deprivation. You can do that. No. I really, I don't think we're designed for that. But then they said they have another one where they play music and they have like lights that go through, and so you're not in the dark, but you are floating. Yeah. So I haven't done it, but they have a couple different locations and it's just not at Maple Grove. And since I don't go any other place, I'm like, oh no, I mean I know it's included in my membership, but maybe I
Oh.
should. Maybe I should just get over that fear. But
No, well, there's got to be a thing for it because I didn't even know it existed until a friend of mine and we took a little girls' weekend and we went to a spa and we were looking up what we were gonna do and we saw that and I was like, oh, we should do that. She's like, that's crazy. I'm like, I know. I'm like, that like gives me anxiety just thinking about it. Like I am scared of the dark and I am scared of drowning. Like if there's any way I don't want to die, it's by drowning. So the concept of you can just do nothing and you will float and then to be in the dark the whole time, I'm like, oh, that is like such a mind over matter sort of thing. Like I would probably never talk to God. So like I would be the whole time I'd be like, dear Lord, I'm about to lose it. You need
right.
to calm
Ooh.
me.
Now that you say that, maybe that would be an interesting experience to just I've been doing this 52 weeks of the Bible and the one yesterday that I did was on prayer and like creating a space and a routine. Also, like pray all day, right?
Yeah.
Pray always, just having that conversation with God. But I didn't think about that would be like an amazing space to go where nothing else can can interrupt and be like, okay, God, this is where I am.
Well, and you have to be willing to surrender like your fear, your anxiety, like you really have to either so like it's easy to play this out in my brain, right? In my brain, I'm either gonna have this, oh, Jesus and I were one moment, or I'm gonna freak out and the paramedics are gonna get called and I'm gonna be like, it's gonna go one way or the other. Like but I'm just like, what a challenge. I would be interesting to see if I could overcome that initial reaction of wanting to freak out.
Yeah, no, and I've thought about it but before my month runs out, I should probably go do it. Maybe that'll be one of these next Be the Lights where I'm like, okay,
Don't be
I
the
went.
light on the road.
Well, no, because
The after, right? The
after it'd
after
be after.
story.
Yeah. Because I just want to have that
Because you
experience.
do it naked too, don't you? The one we were looking up, like you don't have to be naked, but like you go naked. Like, I was like, so the paramedics get called. Like, you're gonna be naked.
Well, and I've had dreams where I drowned, so that's why
Yeah.
I'm like, and no, in the dark, in the but yeah, no, the new fear unlocked, being naked and paramedics needing to be called.
Well, when
Awesome.
I was like 10, I fell off a paddle boat and I got stuck underwater. And so like that's where my big fear of it came from is my foot went down into the mud and it got wrapped up in all these weeds and I was like stuck. And so I have this like so yeah, maybe we should go together, not naked, because it's weird enough to be naked by yourself, knowing that you could end up having the paramedics called. But
No, and I think we could go at the same, like we'd have to find a place that has two,
yeah,
and then we can come out and talk about our experience after that. That might actually be kind of interesting. So,
yeah, if you hear the sirens, you'll know it didn't go well for me. You'll be like, oh, Shannon's not doing well. Yeah, like,
oh my gosh.
but wouldn't it be? I mean, okay, so that would be a great thing for anybody to share. It's like, have you ever done anything that has been maybe not crazy to everybody? Because like there's gonna be somebody who might watch this and be like, ladies, it's not that big of a deal. But everybody has their thing where it's like, boy, if I could do this, that would be overcoming something.
Well, and I'm sure that there are lots of people who are like, oh my gosh, I've experienced, if you've experienced assault, deprivation, tank, like let us know your experience. Let us know if you
Yeah.
suggest it. Let us know if you did have the paramedics called because inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that that's your reaction to it though, too, because my friend that we were looking at it, I was like, let's do it. And she was like, okay. And then she's like, no, I think we're going to do these foot things instead, fully clothed in the light. And I'm like, okay. So I'd like to know how many people actually like do it in the dark because
Yeah,
I could
don't
do it
have the
easily
music
in the
in.
light.
Yeah, but like I think I could do it with the music and the lights and I'm like, okay, but the idea of just being like
Yeah. Mm-mm. High
although
five. I'm with you.
again, I love your idea of me. If I'm going to do that, I think I would then just do it completely in the dark and use that as my time to connect. Because so often, and lately, there's been a lot going on around here, and I've been finding it harder and harder to hear, right?
Yeah.
I did have a yesterday get up and read your Bible moment first thing in the morning, and I thought of you because I was like,
And
okay.
I was sleeping.
And I thought,
Because what time did this happen?
well, this was at 5 yesterday morning.
Yeah, that's still really early for me.
Yeah, so I got
I'm
up.
proud of myself when I'm up at 6:30. Just, you know.
I got up and it was actually a really good time. And last time we talked about how I had gone to this Christian chamber event. So finally, just before well, not just before because I had something else between, but earlier today, I finally connected with the president of the Minnesota Christian Chamber of Commerce, and
Ooh.
I have joined now. And so I told her, I said, "Look, I've got a business. I'm calling you my business partner now. We don't have a business yet, but we're gonna have a business
We're
apparently."
in the God business together.
Yeah, yes, yes. And I said, "I've got somebody who wants to do this with me. I've got four possible locations: uh, Oakdale, Ham Lake, Minnetonka, and possibly Maple Grove. So, like, what do I need to do?" And she was like, "Whoa!" And what was awesome is she had an extra ticket for the national conference that's happening in April. And
Ooh.
she said, "I'm supposed to offer this ticket to you." So
And
I'm
that's in it's in Florida? No.
Florida.
Yeah.
And I talked to my husband. She said, pray about it. And like right away, I knew, but I said, hey, I got to talk to my husband. So like right before we started here. So I've been like, I talked with my husband. He's like, yeah, yeah, go.
What a
So
cool opportunity.
I am, and so I sent her a message. I'm like, hey, if you're still down, so hopefully hopefully she is. But yeah, so I will be going there. I talked to her already about becoming an ambassador so that when you join the chamber as a member, you can go to all the
Yeah.
different things. If you're an ambassador, you can run different meetings.
Yeah.
Like I want to run something up here in the Northwest area. And so yeah.
That'd be cool. I laugh because I think the expectations you have to have are so high. You'd be like, okay, I've been in a situation before where God's like, offer the ticket to her. And it was life changing. And now somebody's come to you and said, offer the ticket to her. So
Right?
I was like, no pressure.
Right. We had a similar experience.
Exactly. That's how this all happened.
Yeah, exactly. So I've just been really leaning into the yes and amen of what God wants me to do. And I
Very cool.
so next week I head out. I'll be in Long Beach and I'll be doing that 6 hour training out in Long Beach. And
And this is a business training, right? You're working with a business.
yes, so I am doing a Faithfully Unleash Your Strengths course that is based mostly off of Eddie Via's Unleash Your Strengths, but then adding in different Bible verses and then obviously all the information from my book and taking people through and helping them just to understand. So your Clifton Strengths assessment shows you who you are, like truly who you are at your core. And then this training will help you know who God created you to be in your strengths.
Yeah.
And that's what it's a rescue mission, and I'm working with 25 members of the staff, and I'm just so incredibly honored to be able to go out and do that. And um I, like I said, I'm just trying to yes and amen anything that God puts in my path, right? Pray about it, obviously, because a lot of things will be put in your path.
Yeah.
But when I feel it, and super excited to. What's funny is when I looked up the Christian Chamber, I saw that there was a national conference happening in
Yeah.
April, and the tickets were sold out, and I was like, oh, I bet that'd be so awesome. So just interesting.
That'll be fun. It'll be a cool experience. You'll probably learn a lot. Um, Obviously, the assumption will be the presence of God will be there. It's a Christian event, so I'm assuming there's some
Yeah.
Christian things woven into it, but then the connections you'll make too should be
And
awesome.
that's what like I'm so excited. So my texts keep going off because this is her saying, "What? Woohoo! I'm so excited." Yeah, so apparently I'm going because it's and here's the travel information. So, woohoo! Uh so very excited. Yes, I'm going
That'll be very cool. In April in Florida.
in April in Florida. Yeah.
And it's just like 3 days, right? Something
Yep.
like that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so cool. Well, then you'll have lots to tell us. I mean,
Yes.
we'll talk before then, but you'll have lots to tell us after that. I'm excited. When are you heading out to California?
I leave on Saturday evening, and then
Okay.
I'm spending Sunday with a good friend of mine out there who's gonna just I love it because when you meet people and you have connections from all over and you're able to go in and just spend some good time. So she's like, I want to take you to the beach and I want to do this, and I'm like, whatever it is, as long as I get to spend time with you. So
How
then I'll
fun.
do that. And then I've got doTERRA's leadership retreat for 2.5 days. And then I will take a train from from San Diego to Long Beach. So I'm kind of excited that'll just be fun. And then they will pick me up and then I'm there in Long Beach and I get to stay on the Queen Mary, which I'm so excited. There's some historical stuff I want to like look through and do on the Queen Mary and
Very fun.
yeah,
So is this doTERRA? This isn't doTERRA's nat. This is the leadership
this is
thing, not the
leadership.
national thing. Okay.
Yeah, so this is leadership. doTERRA's convention this year is actually going to be in Orlando, Florida, right by Disney. So
Oh, maybe you guys need to get like a second property in Florida. Yeah.
uh, I
But Florida's a big state because I was just in January, I was just down there for a convention in Destin, Florida, which is like might as well be a whole different state. Like it's eight
I've been
hours from my in-laws or something. Because I was like, oh, maybe I'll be close to them. I'm like, or maybe I'll be like a whole state away practically.
yeah. I
Yeah.
visited a good friend of mine in Miami and I was like, "Oh, so you're by Disney." She's like, "No, we're in Miami."
Yeah, Miami's the south south.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know. I
yeah,
didn't realize like I never realized that Disney was so far from the beach. But I've never been to Disney, so
me neither.
well.
My kids never wanted to go. We talked about going, they're like, why would I want to do that? I'm like, well,
So go to convention with me and Leanne, and we're gonna go to Disney because she's never been either.
oh, that sounds like trouble.
You should come.
When is that?
That's in September.
We'll have to look at that and see. I have two
Yes.
things in October. You people who can travel, like you to go with us traveling. I'm just like, it's a lot of travel.
I like to travel and I'm excited to travel more with more speaking engagements. Like it's just the more I can just spread this message of how you are uniquely you and how God created you to be you and that you are not a factory error, you are a custom creation. Like the more I can spread that, the more I
Yeah.
can help people understand that they have Christ in them. I want to be traveling a lot. In fact, my husband said, well, if you start getting enough, maybe what we'll do is we'll get an RV and we'll just travel from state to
Oh, see,
state.
that would be fun.
I'm like, that would be amazing. I said, we'll let the kids watch the chickens for a year and we'll go travel for a year. And I was like, I don't know that I could be away from grandbabies that long, but I would love to just go spread Christ's joy, right?
Yeah. I don't think I could do it in an RV. God is not calling me to do it in an RV. Just telling you.
Oh
He
no,
probably will know. He'll be like,
I was
yeah,
gonna say
watch
I'm a little
this.
fat.
I
We
know.
make plans and God says, "Oh yeah."
I'm the one who always watches these shows where they do all these adventure things and they're all this, and I'm just like, you lost me at like time to leave the hotel and go out into the jungle and survive for 21 days. Like that, mm,
I
no,
I don't think traveling in an RV,
it feels
going
like
from
it.
church to church to church, is the same as
It's,
trying to survive in the jungle.
yeah, but it leans that direction for me. That's what I'm saying. It's just, I don't know.
Oh, you know what? Be
I camped a
careful,
lot when I was
careful
a
what you
kid.
say.
What's that?
What kind of RV are you camping in?
I didn't camp in an RV. So, I mean, I've seen, and I have friends who have an RV where it was like, it was a fifth wheel. But I mean, it had nicer furniture than my house and a fireplace and everything. They have really nice ones. But I'm
Yes.
like, God, if I'm gonna have something that nice, all right, people, I'm gonna get real for a minute because I can't help myself. If I'm gonna have something that nice, I don't want to have to empty some sort of poop tubes and do stuff like because the bathroom's over. Like, I just want to go to the bathroom. That's where my problem is. I draw the line at if you can't just go to the bathroom normally and not have to deal with anything on the back end, then it doesn't feel fun to me. I'm just saying. I don't know what
Oh,
has happened to me today.
so I am also feeling called to go on like mission trips, right? Like
Yeah,
like my daughter and I went to Ghana, and thankfully like the place we stayed there was a bathroom where like a flushing toilet and stuff like that. But like when you took a shower, you filled up a bucket, scrubbed down, and then put the bucket over your head. Because if you took a shower like we do here in the US, you used up all the water for the house, which happened the first night we were there, and we were without water for 3 or 4 days. All of us, none of us could shower or anything. All we had was drinking water.
yeah.
Um, but also where we had to use outdoor facilities. Like somebody brought me to the bathroom, and what it was four walls with like a little hallway going in, no roof, and a slanted floor.
Self-emptying, is that what that is? The slanted.
But you know
Uh,
what? I would go back there in a heartbeat
yeah,
if I could go work with those deaf kids again. And even more now, because when we went before, it was like it wasn't a faith trip. But now I'm like, oh my gosh, everything I do now, I want to make sure it has a faith forward focus.
yeah,
I want those kids, those deaf kids to know who Christ is, right? So I would put up with some, and I like my creature comforts, don't get me wrong. But there are times where I'm like, I would give it all up to just go serve.
I can give it up for periods of time. I don't think I've never felt called to be like, just go live this way. Like, I just haven't.
Oh, I have, but my husband hasn't, so it
No.
won't happen because nope.
Yeah, no, I've never, yeah, I don't know. And maybe because it's God's like, I love you and you would hate this. And I don't know. I can do, like I said, I can do small periods of time. I can whatever, but I don't know that I can live without any of it. I could go without the shower. I could sleep on the ground if I had to, though I'm telling you my back might disagree with that at this point in life. But the toilet thing, it's just I don't know, struggle bus. Like I'd feel like Job over a toilet. Like I'm just, I'm gonna go 100% dramatic in this conversation. I just feel
All
like,
right. So
Lord,
that is my question to anybody who's watching. What is your like I call it quits at this moment. Like what is your what do they call that? Your hill to
like
die
your
on or
hard
something.
line, you're
Or
like
your
hard
hill to die
pass.
on is what you're like going for. Like I'll
Yeah,
do all this. What is your like nope, not
yeah.
gonna do it. For Shannon, we now know that it is a good toilet.
Long term. I've gone to cabins for a week without houses and done the whatever. I could do that. But if you asked me to live there for a year, I had to, I would. I just, I really don't want to.
Understandable. And like I said, God knows you. He knows where you're more effective.
He
If you're
knows
gonna,
the desires of my heart, and they do have nothing to do with an outhouse.
oh my gosh, you are cracking me up.
Uh, so
Well,
I know. I don't think we plan to talk about one thing we talked about today. We have talked about death and toilets. Good things
we,
too.
we did talk about if you want to know more information about the Christian Chamber of Commerce, check and see if there's
Yeah.
one in your area. Um, let's see. I can tell you that
What a cool alternative to standard chamber commerce, BNI groups, different. Not that there's anything wrong with networking groups out there, but to find a business group in the Christian space.
yes. Yes.
Super
And
cool.
that's what's been exciting. So for if you're here in Minnesota, it's mnchristianchamber.org. Check it out. It's just started last October. Here we are, March, so it's still fairly new. I will be starting some meetups in the Northwest area. Shannon is going to come along for the journey.
Yeah. The indoor journey.
The indoor.
I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I knew you would be. So, if you're interested in more information, then check out that website. Holly, who's the president, is absolutely phenomenal. If you are looking for a place of health and healing, she runs his healing house. She's a functional medicine practitioner. So, kind of exciting there.
Yeah.
And
And then we're going to pray for you as you head out to California. Pray for safe travels. Pray for fun with your friends. Pray for a blessing upon this group that's having you, that God just used you to grow this mission and just help reach the heart of these people who are all in.
thank you, thank you.
So,
And if there's anything that we can pray for you guys for, let us know. Shannon will be praying for Dion's aunt
oh,
that
thank you.
um that her time that's left will be used for what she would like to do, and that her passing will be easy and quick, and she'll be surrounded by those who love her, which she is. So that's
Yeah. Amen. Yeah.
all right, you guys. Let us know if there's anything that we can do for you, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.